Tensions between Japan and the United States had been rising due to territory disputes and economic sanctions. The U.S. Navy maintained a strong presence in the Pacific, and Pearl Harbor served as a base until diplomatic negotiations faltered. Japan saw war as inevitable and believed that a swift, crippling strike could neutralize the U.S. fleet and buy time to secure its empire. The U.S. Navy's presence in the Pacific loomed large. Pearl Harbor, nestled in Hawaii, was more than just a naval base. It was a symbol of American strength and a strategic barrier to Japanese dominance. To Japan's military leaders, it was both a threat and a target. The stage was set. The world stood on the edge of a turning point. The morning of December 7th, 1941 at 7:55 a.m., a Japanese aircraft launched a more than a surprising attack on Pearl Harbor, targeting battleships, airfields, and military stations. This attack lasted for almost 2 hours, leaving over 2,400 Americans dead and crippling the Pacific Fleet. The day following the attack, President Roosevelt addressed Congress, deeming it a day of infamy. After this attack, Congress responded with a near-unanimous vote to declare war on Japan. The United States had entered World War II, mobilizing its vast industrial power and millions of troops for a global conflict that would reshape the world. Unfortunately, fear and mistrust led to the forced relocation of Japanese Americans. Families were given days, sometimes hours, to pack only what they could carry. Businesses were shuttered, homes abandoned. They were sent first to temporary assembly centers, then to internment camps in remote deserts and swamps. An executive order was set in place titled the Order 9066, authorizing the removal of 120,000 individuals from their homes and into internment camps along the western United States. Families were forced into barracks with limited resources, but despite harsh conditions, many worked and studied hard to maintain their cultural identity. Fred Korematsu, a U.S. citizen, refused to comply with the internment order. His case reached the Supreme Court, which upheld the government's actions. It would take decades for this injustice to be formally acknowledged. In 1988, the U.S. government apologized formally while granting reparations to survivors. The internment remains one of the darker chapters in American history. After World War II, Japanese Americans were set free, but many have lost their homes and businesses. Even after receiving reparation, Japanese Americans still had a far way to go in response to the injustices done to them during this time. History has a way of showing you the importance of humility and compassion in all aspects,